at the stage. Okay. And we're going to go live on Instagram. Are we live? Are we live? Okay, we're live. All right. So, we're going to take, hey, Kurt, welcome. Hey, TQ. Hey, Manny Mo. Hey, Smooth. Okay, so we're going to get into it, and we're going to look at Kamala Harris's POTUS run for 2024. So, just give a little bit of background. I'm Branda. I'm a traditional educator as well as a spiritual educator. And so, we're going to look into this spiritually. And right before the 2020 run, it was Biden Harris versus Trump. What was his man? What was his man's name? Oh my God. Pence, right? And I showed, and it showed Biden and Harris winning. It showed Trump coming after them very forcefully. It showed a shit show with the ballots. All of this is on my Facebook Live page. Crunchyfoot Spiritualist is on that page. It's time stamped, it's dated. Okay, so looking into this spiritually does give us some insight. So we see that she has made history as having the most donations in 24 hours. It was like at one point at 80 million, and then it turned up to be like 100 million shortly after that. Okay. It seems like the people are speaking, right? Because don't nothing speak more than dollars, baby. All right. So we're going to look. Hey, Manny Mo. Hey, Beverly. Hey, whatever that writing is. It's Asian writing. Hey, no. Okay, so a whole bunch of cards just fell. So let's look at them. Okay. So for people who don't know, I just did a reading on Trump. It is also on my pages. And whether or not the assassination was staged, and it turned out that someone on that side is doing some spiritual leanings to alter things. And one thing about negative energies is that they get inside the head. And so, what has Biden been ever since he became president? What has happened to Biden's mental? It has deteriorated. Then you had the debate. Biden's deterioration mentally showed strong. And so people think that this is natural deterioration. That's our ageism, right? This is not natural deterioration. This is using spiritual energies to help manipulate, right? And then they had the stage assassination attempt. They knew the people who were going to be there. They did work on those people, and that's why all of those different agencies and professionals looked really inept, because it was spiritual attack, so that he can come across as a hero, as stronger, even though he's just a few years younger than Biden, a much stronger, heroic candidate, even though he dodged the draft. Or, yeah, he dodged the draft, right? So, the very middle card, spiritual awakening. I think I got to take off my background for Facebook and the others to see. Hold on, let me take off my blurred background. Settings, background, none. Okay, so we took that off. So spiritual awakening, okay. People are awakening. Now, what was interesting about the reading about 4 years ago, a little bit less than 4 years ago, um, I did it like a week before the election, is that I was considering not voting because I didn't like either candidate. It's like Trump was awakening us to what needed to be done, right? Not to say that he was the answer, but that there has to be a change within the system. And when I do a spiritual reading, I put aside my own biases and what I think, and I make sure I tap into Spirit's energy. And Spirit said, this is 4 years ago, that it's going to be dangerous for Trump to be president. It's imperative you go out and vote. So that's the message I delivered, and I'm obedient, and that's the message that I adhere to. And then everything happened. So we are awakening. This is the middle card, and so this is the most significant card. We are awakening. There's a spiritual awakening to how dangerous this is, right? For a person to go to this lengths to have this office it shows how dangerous it is, right? And so there needs to be prayer, right? I did a blog and I called for spiritualists, prayer warriors to pray for Biden. His COVID diagnoses, again, spiritual attack, right? He drops out. This is the final hour of the race. And to change candidates right now is crazy. But his numbers were not his numbers that they were 4 years ago. So the Democratic Party was scared, right? And so there still needs to be prayer, right? Because the other side is doing spiritual work, right? They are operating in a very manipulative energy. And so it's going to be important that prayer is implemented. We need to pray for Kamala Harris. We need to pray for justice. We need to pray for what's right and what's good. It doesn't mean that they are a perfect candidate. It means that we have to stop the diabolical nature of what is happening, right, in this country. Because there's still a choice. Ooh, it's still up in the air. There's still a choice. There's still a choice. There's still a choice. Let's see what the overall energy is. Ace of Water. So this is the potential of a new beginning, new possibilities for the United States. Oh, look at this. Followed by victory. Followed by winning. The 10 of coins, right? So there's a lot of potential here, but because they are using spiritual manipulation, prayer has to be used, right? The counter to black magic is faith and faith-based action. So prayer first, and then from prayer, God will give you instructions, right? Whether it's to have a family meeting, a family get together, fatten them up, give them food, and, talk to your family about the importance of voting. Taking your family down to the registrar's office so they can register to vote, register online. Political campaigns also have services where they help people register to vote, right? Using those services if you lack the resources to be able to, easily get to the voter registrar's office in your area, right? All these cards just came out. We'll use these. Look at this. Wheel of Fortune. Completion card. 7 of Water or 7 of Cups. 5 of earth or 5 of coins, 10 of water. Okay, so this is what I tell people when it comes to black magic, right? And because Hollywood and and the perceptions that are put out there is that it's just big scary thing, and it is dangerous. It is nasty. It's nasty work. It's nasty business. Um, However, God is greater than any negative entity or energy that anybody can summon. Okay. Um, with prayer, and I'm serious about this, with prayer, she can win because the counter is the righteous tapping into that righteous energy to counter the negative energies and ask that have been summoned. So I'm very serious about that. Prayer, prayer, prayer. Look, 4 of air, aka 4 of swords. That's the prayer meditation card. Start burning your candles. People who are into candle work, prayer with the aid of crystals. People who are naturally prayer warriors, your natural prayer, all of that is going to aid and I was about to say embed. So you're gonna embed that energy into her candidacy because there are still things at work. Right underneath the spiritual awakening card is the 7 of cups. This is confusion. This is confusion. This is confusion, right? And so we as a people who are on the side of justice need to awaken and do that prayer work, whatever we are comfortable with, because there's some confusion in the midst. What that other campaign has in store is hidden. Therefore, she's not safe. This is the slippery elm. And this card shows the slippery elm, and it's the 5 of coins card. In this deck, it's the 5 of earth. But this card shows the slippery elm. And when the slippery elm is young, it can be invaded by foreign species and it can cause its sickness and death. So during its this young stage, it needs to have a protective barrier around its trunk, right? And so Kamala Harris needs this protective barrier around her trunk. Yes, she made history at making the most in 24 hours of any presidential candidate in history. And this is a woman of color, okay? So this is significant. But because they are using black magic on the other side and they have tricks up their sleeve, it's still a delicate time, right? So that prayer work, if you are a priest, if you are a light worker, if you are a prayer warrior, if you're just a regular everyday person and you believe, pray, 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 meditate, use candles, use crystals, use water, pray near the river, pray near the beach, call on any spiritual energies that work for God, call on the Most High, all of that, anything from your spiritual background that is light and positive energy, you want to use. And then you have her winning. Okay? So, we're going to pull some oracle cards. We're going to keep this nice, short, and brief. Oh, yeah. This is going to take, there needs to be spiritual insight, right? Because the middle card is the spiritual awakening. And then the overall energy is the curandera of air, which is the king of swords. And the curandera of air speaks to there being an expert. And because we're talking about spiritual awakening, because we're talking about prayer is needed for success, she needs to get a priest, a powerful priest or priestess. Because of spirituality, I will say priestess. Because you want to make sure that there's no biases. Because spirituality is inherently feminine, not womanhood. It's inherently feminine energy. So she probably wants to get a powerful priestess on her team. And of course, it could be on the DL, right? So if anybody has any connections to Kamala Harris's camp, they need to send this information as long as it gets done. I remember I went to somebody, I get into education. They used the information, built out this whole program, did not give me credit at all. And because I've been struggling financially, initially I was pissed, but that's the work, right? We need more people doing the right things. And so I had to, write them back, and I had to say, you know what? I was in my low vibration. I was feeling some type of way because of what I'm going through. You're supposed to do that, right? And like, if you can hire me as a consultant or whatever, like, my blessings are going to be my blessings, right? So I really had to recant. So I'm not even interested in getting credit. What needs to be done needs to be done. Okay. Hey, Jess. Hey, Master Betty. Hey, baby. Hey, everybody coming in and out of TikTok. Okay, so we're going to pull some clarifiers in terms of oracle cards. Spirit team of Kamala Harris. Spirit team of the American people. Speak truth to power. Give us love, light, grace, mercy, infinite wisdom, and knowledge. We invite only the positive energies that work for the Most High, that are powerful and on the side of truth and can bear witness. Wow. Forgiveness and understanding. Okay. This was also, not this card, but this information was in Trump's reading. I have viewed Trump as this nasty, negative, evil creature, and God has corrected me. He is doing wrong. He actually has a very high vibrational purpose that he is not living up to, and God is calling him, right? Because we never, know what a person is going through, what they've been through, what they're going through, and what God has called them to do, and the messages that God sends them. And Trump has been receiving messages to do the right thing, right? And so this prayer also needs to be included for Trump to do the right thing, right? Because as spirit rains down on his conscience, right? To do the right thing, that helps us all, right? So there needs to be prayer for him, right? There needs to be a surrendering, a prayer for people on all sides to surrender to the highest good, right? We need to pray for her courage and braveness, because she has to be spiritually protected. She has to be mentally protected. She has to be emotionally and physically protected so that she can be a warrior in the fight. This is a part of the sacred plan, right? Everything that people do using negative energies and negative actions actually ultimately works out for them. Now, I uploaded a video yesterday of me basically crying because of a very bad accident that was avoided by spiritual intervention and this angel of a rider in my Uber. And, that was a moment of, I don't want to say weakness, but showing my vulnerability. And it was all based upon spiritual attack that I've been experiencing for over 10 years, right? And so it's a lot. And it's also a part of my sacred plan to go through this so that I can help others, so that this is a part of my testimony, right? They've done death magic over me, and I have almost succumbed more than once, right? And so when I opened up my school that not only helps children in the 3 R's in education, but also helping families simultaneously, how can I, from Connecticut, with my suburban articulation, how would they get to trust me? They had to know I had to thug this. When I tell my story, people are going to understand why I can go to Chicago, why I can go to the inner city in Miami, why I can go to the inner city in Oakland. I'm a damn warrior, right? The things that happen to us is a part of our sacred plan. And it actually, when people use these energies to attack, it actually strengthens us, right? And we got to make sure that we, the public, are using power and intention. We're not just sitting back and watching them duke it out, because it impacts us. I have also seen, as a spiritualist, and I also have young adults as testimonies. They were 6th graders. I actually saw war in the United States and it was, we were attacked by an Eastern European nation. I, of course, did not understand the language, but I understood the patterns of the language to know that it was an Eastern European language. And Russia is an Eastern European language. And Russia has already invaded, I was supposed to say Croatia. Wow. Is Croatia on their radar? I'm going to have to look that up to see if Croatia is on the radar, because sometimes when spirit gives me a mistake, it's something that it needs to be spoken, right? I couldn't think of the Ukraine's name. And so when a country invades another country, that country has something that it needs or wants, right? And, North Korea, China is already on the side of Russia. What else strategically does Russia need? And this is why Biden has been very supportive of the war in the Ukraine. Because once you start to knock down and you gather these resources and these territories, then, that power dynamic can shift, right? And Russia has already warned, Putin, I should say, has already warned any country that intercedes in their war in the Ukraine will see devastation in their country like they've never seen before. And we have not had a war on these lands since the Civil War, right? Are our people ready? And I saw in our vision, yes, our people are ready, and we're going to kick ass. But we also want to play defense, right? We rather prevent it from happening, right? And so Trump is an ally of Putin. You see how all this is working? So we have to be very conscious, and we have to use power, and we have to use intention in order to help. Okay? All right, that is it. I will try and upload this TikTok. The longer these videos are, the harder it is to upload. So I will try to upload this into my thingamajiggy. All right, so everybody, that's it. God bless. If you go to my link tree TikTok should be in my bio, and I have links to my Facebook page. And so this video will also be on my Facebook page in case you came late and you want to hear the whole thing. Okay? All right. See you later, TikTok. All right. And we're going to end the stream over here. Bye, everybody. Be blessed. Let me take off Instagram first. And now we're going to do the whole stream.